Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities in case you missed it for December 2022. Here, I gather up some weird and offbeat stories that mostly happened throughout the current month that you might not have heard about. And can you believe it? The end of the year is here again. Time really does fly. Before jumping into things, I just want to give a big shout out and thanks to each and every one of you who has watched, subscribed, and liked the content from Unexplained Possibilities. Even if you've only glanced, all of us here appreciate it. Time is valuable, so you sharing even a fraction of yours with us goes a long way. So, for the final time in 2022, let's jump into it. Burgers and fries, biscuits and honey, bacon and eggs. What do those foods have in common? They're classic pairings, that's what. However, there's another classic pairing that might have a little trouble coming together thanks to a truck driver named Al. On the I-95 heading southbound, Al lost control of his truck, ran off the road, then overcorrected and got back on the road and hit a guardrail, causing the truck to jackknife, which in turn caused him to lose the trailer which another truck crashed into. Al and the other driver suffered only minor injuries, but people who love spaghetti and meatballs are suffering on the inside. You see, Al was hauling 40,000 pounds of meatballs, which are now littered all over a Virginia highway. So, it's time to find a substitute for the spaghetti and meatballs pairing. Perhaps spaghetti and bacon? No. We'll figure out something else. In Alabama, former Limestone Correctional Facility prison guard Jason Chambers and his wife Sophia Chambers has been charged with promoting contraband. What's the contraband, you ask? Hamburgers. Yes, hamburgers. Apparently, in exchange for a few bucks, Jason would sneak prisoners hamburgers. Investigation also showed that Sophia exchanged a smartwatch and a National Geographic magazine. Now, something I'm curious about is what was on the hamburgers and where were they from? Perhaps when the trial starts, that vital information will be given. But until then, it's a good chance Jason will be housed in the same facility he used to work at and will be sharing a cell with Bubba. It goes without saying, but Florida is a weird place. When you go to that state, you're quite literally entering an episode of The Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits. And at a Fort Lauderdale commissions meeting, Florida yet again proved this to be true. The meeting was supposed to be about sanitation, but things took a turn. As you can see, three leather-wearing women decided to bring up an issue involving a dungeon. The speaker of the three women, known as Ms. Tress Crave, had this to say: "You may call me mistress. I am here standing neutral to the motion issue approving an agreement for the proprietary purchase of yard waste processing and disposal. I do, however, find it interesting that you will spend almost $1 million to hide your secrets down the drain." Miss Tress then brought up a proposal of what to do with that money. Instead of it going to sanitation, it should go to a dungeon. She continues, "Created for us by us, the taxpayers and voting citizens, do not let this glamorous look distract you from doing your duty to take my demand. I look forward to spanking each and every single one of you at the new esteemed dungeon. The commission did discuss the dungeon briefly, but chances are it's going to be a long wait before one pops up. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, Christopher Martinez loves going all out for Christmas. He wants to share his passion with others and comes up with creative holiday-themed decorations that are pleasing to the eye. This year, Christopher created two 10-foot tall nutcrackers. He made them out of pots and trash cans. People would drive by with kiddos to see them. However, there was a Grinch about. Some jerk decided to steal one of the nutcrackers. While this is a punch to the gut, the thief was caught on camera, and let's be real, not many places you can hide a 10-foot tall nutcracker. Christopher, however, isn't letting the theft keep him down and is already planning for next year's Christmas decoration. From one thief to another, this time in Texas, porch pirates, as they're called, stole packages from Bryant Clark. Those packages were sitting on the porch and they were Christmas gifts. The theft was captured on Ring camera. However, something interesting happened. The porch pirates returned to the residence of Bryant Clark and returned what they stole along with an apology. The pirates turned out to be 4 teenage girls who received a very strong tongue lashing from their parents. While it is questionable if the girls would have returned what was stolen without the intervention of their parents, Bryant Clark had this to say: "Change is possible. Despite where you start, it's how you finish, and everyone deserves a little bit of grace. God gave it to us. We have to give it to others." So, a group of teen Grinches maybe grew a heart 3 sizes bigger than before. In reality, their parents probably spanked their butts. And finally, I have to end this year on a weird yet interesting bit of news. So, it's very common knowledge that male snakes have 2 penis-like appendages known as hemipenes. But thanks to a breakthrough by biologist Megan Folwell, who says the breakthrough made her feel like a kid in a candy store, things have gotten spicier in the snake world. So, what is this magnificent breakthrough that involves snakes? Well, hopefully I threw you a little curveball, because the breakthrough doesn't involve male snakes, but female snakes instead. And it turns out female snakes have 2 clitorises. Clitoris? I don't know how you would do this. Whatever, they have 2 of it. It's called hemiclitoris, and apparently several other species of reptiles have this. They're located under the cloaca, which serves as an all-purpose reproductive, urinary, and digestive orifice. When asked if they were for pleasure, Megan responded saying, "More research needs to be done, but it's looking like it's used for stimulation before and during mating." It's thought that coercion of the females is involved when it comes to mating, but this breakthrough might change the narrative to seduction. And that concludes In Case You Missed It for December 2022. Thank you all for watching, and if you have your own offbeat stories, feel free to share it with us in the comment section down below, or share it with us on social media. You can find those links in the description below. Guys, it's been quite the year, and I thank you all for being with us on this journey. Thank you all again for watching, and we will be seeing you in 2023. Happy New Year.